this is my confidence and anxiety video speech assignment. Number 1, how to start a speech. The first 30 seconds should be your hook or your opening. This should be grabbing the reader's attention, and here's how you can do so. First of all, you need to be starting clean. This means to check your technology beforehand so you're not fidgeting, and to stick to a plan and not drifting away from the topic. Number 1, you can tell a concise story. This is a put together story. It's quick and it's relatable to the topic. Number 2, you can ask key questions about the main message or the presentation. This is only 2 to 3 questions. Number 3, you can share a powerful quotation. This must relate to the heart of the message. Number 4, you can share an interesting fact or statistic. This should be something that's different and that the audience wouldn't usually hear. This should be surprising and interesting. And number 5, you can use a visual illustration, meaning something on the presentation board that will relate to the topic, or creating an illustration in the audience's mind. I will now use these hooks / openings to help me start better speeches in the future, like a powerful quotation or an interesting fact. The next thing we're going to be talking about is how to speak with confidence. The first thing is to not sit back and to actually literally lean in. This will show that you're more engaged and you're there. You're not a minor sitting back. Number 2, don't ask for permission. Assume that they expect you to speak. A person that asks for permission is usually a lower status. Number 3, don't wait for an invitation. Just wait for a short pause. This is very similar to the permission. You're supposed to speak on the pause. You'll most likely know whenever somebody is getting ready for a pause. This is whenever they start winding down. This one is also similar. Don't assume that other people know you want to speak. You need to clearly signal to them. Just like said before, you need to assert yourself into the conversation and let them know that you're here to speak. And the last one is don't get long-winded. Make your point clear and concise. One thing that I'll use from how to speak with confidence is to not get long-winded and make your point clear and concise. I feel as if I typically like to venture off into a story or something else that is sort of relatable but not to the point. So I think that I could make my points be more clear. Here is the public speaking for beginners. I have a don't side and a do side, so I'll go over the don'ts and then I'll go over the do's and we can correlate them. Don't ramble. Don't have bad eye contact. Don't have cluttered notes. Don't have complex sides. Don't fidget. And don't talk too soft and add too much filler. This is what you do want to do. You want to be organized and concise in your speaking. You want to have direct eye contact, and something that stuck with me was long enough to finish a thought. So this is from anywhere from half of a sentence to a full sentence. Number 3 is to have simplified notes, similar to a grocery list. Number 4 is to have clear and simple slides. He said that a slide shouldn't take but 2 to 3 minutes. Number 5, to be confident and to have a confident posture and gesture by using your hands, being engaged in the conversation, leaning in, not sitting back. and to have a confident, loud voice with pauses. The people in the back should be able to hear you, and a pause shows emphasization. I will start being more organized and having direct eye contact. This means not looking over people's heads and looking directly at the person, then moving to the next and moving to the next. I do tend to look over people's heads because I do get sometimes a little bit nervous, but I need to be looking people directly in their eyes. I also tend to have a very complex slide, and that has a lot of information on it. In the future, I won't have that, and I presented in front of people in my BIM class, and I'm just taking from what I did there and making sure that I can improve myself into this class. The next topic I want to talk about is public speaking anxiety. Number 1, anxiety and nervousness are not signs of trouble. Number 2, you're only half as nervous as you think. The other half is actually excitement. Number 3, you don't look as nervous as you feel. Number 4, the spike of nervousness lasts less than 60 seconds. Number 5, anxiety and nervousness are not a barrier to doing an outstanding job. And number 6, assume that everybody is rooting for you. As I just said before, I do tend to get nervous sometimes speaking in front of people, but I do believe that it's a bit easier doing it online and in front of less people per se, rather than a class full of 30. This is another public speaking anxiety, the next topic is, but it is through behavior. Here are the 6 tips that he has given us. Number 1 is to practice like crazy. Practice makes perfect. Number 2, focus on your message and your audience, not yourself. He said that a lot of people tend to focus on themselves and what am I doing wrong, but you're not thinking about how does the audience feel about this, or the message, and relating everything that you say to your main topic. Number 3 is to visualize the first 30 seconds as all positive. If you go into something with a positive mindset, it should and normally comes out very positive. Number 4 is to arrive early and walk the room. He says that he walks down the aisles, he looks at the audience's view, and then he looks at his view. It usually makes the room seem a little bit smaller. Number 5 is get to know your audience beforehand. Look at the groups. This is going to lead into our next topic on how to analyze your audience. And number 6 is to take deep breaths through your nose. I usually do not do that. I think that I am a pretty good public speaker. I did public speaking in high school, and I tended to practice more in the very beginning, but I didn't practice as much towards the end because I was getting first place and kind of took my thing down, my nervousness down. But I think that in the future I could practice more, and it would probably give me better grades on all of my assignments. And our next is how to analyze an audience for public speaking. The public speaking triangle consists of the speaker, the message, and the audience. You can start by analyzing an audience by asking the audience questions. Thinking of themselves, the audience is majorly thinking of themselves. As you're thinking of how the audience feels about you and what you're doing wrong, majority of the time the audience will be thinking of themselves and asking themselves why are they here and what are they getting out of this. Your audience, you can look at age, gender, and other demographics. You can also have group affiliation with specific reasons and interests and why they're there. Everybody in that room is obviously there for a specific reason or a specific interest, so they are considered a group. The next one is audience disposition, and this is their interest level, their knowledge, and their attitude. This can show if they're engaged or not, and if they really care to be there. The biggest key point that I took away from this was to tailor everything about your message around the audience. I think I can start. I have never really analyzed my audience. Maybe with group affiliation, I sort of have in my business class, but I don't think I really ever have, and I think that I could start using group affiliation in the future. The next topic is how to have a more memorable story within public speaking. There are 5 points, and the first one starts with to know the point of your story. The biggest in all caps is to be clear. Number 2, tailor your story to the audience with either its problem or pursuit. This kind of goes with what we just talked about beforehand. Number 3 is to manage your audience emotional journey. You don't want to leave them in the basement. You want to have a reason on why you told that story and why it connects to what you're talking about. Number 4 is leverage the power of concrete details. You want them to visualize what you're saying. You want them to engage in what you're saying. And number 5 is to create drama. I usually don't use stories in my presentations or speeches. I'm not sure if the business class sort of makes up a memory. There definitely was not any drama in it, and she did say to constantly create the drama because that's what makes something engageable. So I will start doing that in the future. And last but not least, public speaking with an accent. I personally don't have an accent, but I do have family members who do. I can say that I do probably speak not as professional because I am from the South. I do come from Mississippi, so it is a little bit different, I guess. I don't have the strongest accent, but it's definitely still English. But here is what I took away, my key points from public speaking with an accent. Number 1 is where should people put the emphasis in a sentence? People should put the emphasis in a sentence is in the key words. One example that she said was, I agree with you. People tend to emphasize the first word of a sentence, saying, I agree with you, rather than saying the main point of the sentence was, I agree with you. So to emphasize the agree can be a lot different than I agree with you, meaning that nobody else agrees with you. Number 2 is correct pronunciation. You can make a list of the most job-related words. If you're an engineer, you would have engineering terms. If you're a doctor, you would have medical terms. Number 3 is the speed of a speech. The biggest thing that she said was to slow down. I know I speak very fast and I probably should be working on that. And number 4, non-native speakers often overanalyze themselves. One thing that I take away from this is I will be able to slow down in the future. I know I talk fast, and I think that's one of the biggest things that I can take away from that video. Thank you.